That's right, we practice safe comedy here in Cumberland Breeze. Safe comedy, everybody. There we go. How's everybody doing? Hell yeah. It's great to see all the familiar faces out here, having a little fun on a Friday night. Oh, wow, boy. So, folks, comedy's hard. These two ladies have made it look easy, but it's not, okay? I mean, we go up here, we do our best. Sometimes it doesn't go perfectly. I had a show a couple of weeks ago, and it was one of those nights, right? I came off stage, and a woman forcefully pulled me to the side and was like, Sean, I love you, but it wasn't very good. I mean, she was right, but shouldn't a mother be more supportive? I thought so. All right, I want to tell you something personal about myself. I don't always do this, but you know, you guys seem cool, so I'm gonna let this out there. I'm bald. I know, right? It's crazy. But there are advantages to being bald people with hair never think about. I have a way better chance of getting away with murder than you guys do. Yeah. I'm not leaving hair fibers behind at the scene for those CSI guys to find. If I could just figure out what to do with all this semen, we'd be home free. It's always semen. All right, so I had a big milestone in life recently. I turned 50. One person's excited, that's great. The rest of you had the right reaction because it was like 7 years ago. It's not that big a deal. So when you get to be 57, that sounds horrible to say. You're not 25 anymore. Things slow down. You know, it takes longer to get things going. You know where I'm going with this. In the bedroom, for example. Sex with me is now BYOO. Bring your own orgasm. Yeah. Hey, it's no longer a roller coaster ride, all right? But it's like a whitewater rafting trip. That's still fun. But we're both going to have to paddle a little bit. I did that joke in front of my wife, and she informed me that she's been paddling for quite some time. Yeah. So, also part of my midlife crisis, I decided I wanted to learn karate. Yeah, like that seems like fun, something I need to know. So I happened in a fight since I was 17 years old, but you never know, right? Got to be ready. But I didn't want that cookie cutter experience. I didn't want to just go to the mall and go, one of those places where you just give them a check every month and they hand you a new belt, and eventually you get to a black belt, and then some 12-year-old kicks your ass in the parking lot because you don't know karate. I wanted the authentic experience, so I did a little research, and I found this old Japanese dude who said, yeah, I can teach you the ancient ways. It was a scam, though. That dude just wanted his house painted. I caught on when he had me wax him on and off. The third time, I was like, hey, buddy, you're just looking for a hand job. This is bullshit. I don't remember this move in the Karate Kid. This one, yeah, anyway. Oh, God. All right. So, as you may have told by my cool look with the sleeves, I'm an 80s kid. I actually just finished watching Miami Vice before I came up here. So, growing up in the 80s was a difficult time. Like, we didn't have any role. Do you have any other 80s kids out here? Anybody grow up in the 80s? Anybody? Like, all right. So you guys know our role models, not the best. Where did we learn about dating, how to treat women? Bill Cosby used that. There you go. Bill Cosby did time for that advice. Yeah. Yeah, that's, Bill Cosby's known for three things, right? Comedy, pudding, date rape. So I have a hard time doing my Bill Cosby jokes now, though, because we just lost Malcolm Jamal Warner, like, last couple of months ago, maybe. You remember the kid who played Theo? He was my age, right? So I related to Theo, because my father and I didn't have that kind of relationship. We'll get into my dad a little later, but, I love the way you get that fatherly advice from Bill, like all kinds of things, like teaching him about life. But now when I think about it, it just makes me sad, because, damn, Bill, if only you taught him to swim. I'm going to let that one sink in. All right. You guys didn't like that. That's fine. You don't have to like all of them. It's very dark, yeah. For those of you who don't know, Malcolm Jamal Warner drowned. It happens, everybody dies somehow. If it's good for comedy, what can I tell you? Anyway, you guys remember right in the middle of the 80s when they changed the formula for Coke and it wasn't as good? Yeah. Right around the same time they changed the formula for Coca-Cola too, and that also sucked. At least they switched that Coca-Cola back, right? Damn. But when I was like a senior in high school, the space program had this great idea to put civilians in space because people weren't interested in the space program anymore, like weren't even putting it on TV when it would be a launch. So they thought, hey, well, we'll spice it up. We'll put regular people in space. That'll get the interest back, right? So the first thing they decided to do was put a teacher in space. You may not remember the program because this was kind of the end of it, because, well, it blew up. Turns out space travel is actually very dangerous, and regular people shouldn't do it, because Krista McAuliffe was a teacher and she died. But here's the thing I remember. They let us out of school to watch that launch, right? It was a big deal down here. And then, like, when it blew up, they just sent us back to class with our teachers. No grief counseling, no one was worried about us, right? Well, they sent us back to those of us who still had teachers, you know, because she's not coming back. Kind of reminds me of that scene in Groundhog Day, you know, when he keeps driving off the cliff into the quarry, and the one guy goes, well, he might be all right, and then it blows up. It's like, well, probably not now. All right, so when I was a kid, I had a weird relation with my parents. My parents were like cool, you know, you ever have those cool parents, but like not totally cool. For example, when I got to where I started dating, got serious with girls, I was allowed to have girls up in my room, but the door had to be open, right? So we would just fuck on the other side of the bed. This was my favorite position. Not this. I wasn't choking, I was just trying to keep her quiet. We got real good at that. Oh, yeah. So I remember that girlfriend. I'm going to make up a name for her just in case she happens to be in the audience tonight. It was Natalie. Anyway, Natalie and I were dating. When I came back from my freshman year in college, I started dating her at this restaurant that I worked at. And we had like a summer romance, and I fell in love with her, right? And then it was time to go back to school. And I decided to stay and go to UNF, University of North Florida, with her instead of going back to New York where I'd gone for my freshman year. I was pretty horrified when I found out going back to school for Natalie did not mean University of North Florida, but rather Sandalwood High School. Yeah. Oh, it gets better. Not her senior year. This is how I went to 5 proms in my life. 2 of them were mine when I was in high school, but then there were these next 3, yeah. Yeah, and here's the thing. Everybody else knew. Everybody knew how old she was except for me. I mean, I hung out with her parents. Pretty sure they knew how old she was. They were there when she was born. At least one of them. Yeah, I mean, and everybody seemed okay with this. And I was in too deep at that point. You know, this is what we're doing. But, I mean, her father, you ever had that father, the girlfriend's father, had this experience where he would always ask me every time I picked her up, well, what time are you going to have my daughter home? And I'm like, dude, it could be like 15 minutes if she's quick. I don't care. I mean, what the hell? We go right around the back here. I mean, but probably midnight. I mean, he was doing that. We were going away. I mean, I'm like, we're going away for the weekend. We're going to Orlando. I mean, you know, Sunday. Anyway, yeah, can you think back, everyone think back right now, you don't tell me because I don't care, but what's the craziest argument you ever had with a significant other, the stupidest argument? Now think about it, get that in your head. Here's mine. It was with Natalie over the tennis player Monica Seles. Yeah. I just happened to be watching the French Open with her one day, and I just casually said, for no reason whatsoever, that Monica Seles is pretty attractive. That fight lasted for 3 days. On the 3rd day, I finally picked up the phone and called her. I'm like, hey, can we talk? And she's like, you want to talk to me? Why don't you call Monica Seles? And I was like, I can't. I don't have her number. But here's the thing, that was a superpower now. I now knew how to start a fight with this girl. If I ever wanted my space, all I had to do, we went to the movies one day, she's annoying me, and I just looked up the street, and there was Meg Ryan, and I go, Meg Ryan is beautiful. I overplayed my hand on it, she got up and walked out of the theater. Now I've got a dilemma. Do I have to go after her? What's the ethical boundary here? And I'm like, you know what? I drove. She can't go anywhere. She doesn't have a license. She'll be out there in the lobby when I'm done. That's what I did. Oh God, yeah. Relationships are fun. It's like, for example, I've been married for 32 years, right? The person who's engaged is clapping. Okay. Is that still on? Is that Roger? Jamie, is that still on? Oh, this is a sore subject? Okay, all right, sorry. Everybody lay off the Jamie and Roger thing, okay, guys? Bill? Shut the fuck up, Tyler. You know nothing about comedy. Don't use that kind of language with me. That's a fair point. He's got a point, Bill. All right, where the hell was I?
I just had to say it, sorry.
What did you say? What is happening right now? This table, they have Tourette's. Is that where you were earlier? You're counseling for Tourette's?
Why do you think everybody can mess with it?
Are you still talking to me, Tyler? Shut the fuck up. Oh my God. All right, you're getting the new stuff now. All right. So, you guys have, I know we're in Georgia here and it's a little bit slow. Do you have school zones here? You do? Okay, cool. All right, so, do you have to speed up or slow down? I'm kidding. I love you guys. You know that. All right. So, I have a lot of school zones around where I live. So, if I leave my house the wrong time in the morning, it's going to be a while before I get somewhere. And here's what I'm thinking about. Like, why do we need all these school zones? Kids don't walk to school anymore. They don't walk anywhere. I mean, what the hell's going on here? If kids are walking to school, what are all those cars doing outside the school to pick up these kids for a half a mile? I don't get it. Yeah, fuck those kids. They're making me late. Trying to get a massage. Oh, God. So, you know how people do that thing when you go to the gym and you want to be antisocial? So you put on your headphones and so no one will talk to you? I had a problem the other day, I forgot my headphones. Which makes me open season for all the people who this is their biggest social outing of the week, right? So, I solved it pretty quickly. I was deaf. I'm sorry, I can't hear you. Yeah. All right, that one wasn't great. Oh God! All right, you guys like murder mysteries? Right? Those the things on TV, like they basically. So there's a murder that happened. I don't know how recently, but I saw it on television a couple weeks ago. It happened in Hilliard, Florida, not far from here, right? Tyler's probably a suspect, but it was a hairdresser. It was a girl who worked at a hair salon. And there's one detail about this that I can't get past. I can't tell you anything else about this case because this came up and now he's done. The name of the hair salon is Tangles. What are we doing here? I mean, that's like if I opened a restaurant and called it botulism. I mean, I can't tell you anything else about that murder because that's it. I mean, I know Tyler did it, but I mean, I can't tell you how and how he got away with it, but that's oh God, does anyone here know how to divide 69 three ways? Besides awkwardly, I know, yeah, that's my problem. I can't get past that part either. See me after the show. Roger, go find something to do for a little while. I gotta talk to Jamie. Tyler, shut the fuck up. God, I don't like Tyler on the weekends. Oh, God. So I even though I'm married, I did start dating an AI girlfriend. But it's not going well. She says I don't keep it real enough. What? That's a good joke. I mean, I tested that one. Come on, guys. Was I too mean to Tyler? All right, my bad. Do you guys know what the worst part of Alzheimer's walks are? It's all the no-shows. You got a plan for that shit, yeah. All right, but seriously though, I am married, I love my wife. I mean, I'm human, every once in a while there's temptation, but I have a method that keeps me on the straight and narrow. I carry a picture of Glenn Close from Fatal Attraction in my wallet, all times. Anytime I'm tempted, I just pull that out and go, nope, Because I love that rabbit. That's right. I'm not calling my wife a rabbit, Tyler. We have had pet rabbits in my family for 32 years. Yeah. It made sense when the kids were young, but now it's like the kids are gone, they're out of the house. And my wife, every once in a while, is like, yeah, the fuck do we have rabbits? And I'm like, shut up. It's for your own good. All right, this one was by request. I am starting a new comedy tour. Yeah. I'm going to call it the Thanos Was Right tour. Yeah. I'm going to do it to half-filled arenas all around this country. Half of you got that, which is perfect. That's just what I was going for. All right. The other half of you, if you've seen the movie, you're fucked. Oh my God. All right. This has been a lot of fun. I got one more for you. Do you guys think that people in prison ever think outside the box? How about lesbians? All right, you guys have been a lot of fun. Your next comedian is Mr. St. Mary's himself. His pronouns are fee, fi, fo, and fum. Mr. Bill Huber.